Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today I would like to finally finish this picture that we had started. There are two previous parts to this picture and I will link them down below as long as I remember to. And this picture is from World of Cats coloring book. Sunlife Drawing was so kind to send me this book for review. Thank you, Sunlife Drawing. All right, we were coloring this cute little picture, and I don't think it'll take too long to finish it. You know, the grass is what's going to take the longest, and then we'll do a light blue for the sky. So let's see, let's start with these little desserts down here, and let me zoom you in. Okay, now I still have my collection of pens out that I was using. And let's do the donuts first. I think I am going to use probably the same color from him down in the donuts. So let me get out my scratch piece of paper, make sure I got the right color. Yep. So how is everybody doing? It is Sunday and I do want to get this color and chat up today yet. It seems like forever since I've done a color and chat. Been meaning to get this picture finished for a while now. Things just keep coming up. And I do, after this, well, I have a couple reviews to do yet today, but I do want to, I plan on doing one last chibi picture for the Charming Chibis color along for the month of July. I cannot believe it's the end of July already. Where is the summer going? All right, no, that is a darker color than that, isn't it? Well, that's okay. We have chocolate donuts down there then. Okay, we're gonna say these are some sprinkles. So we're just going to put some, now let's go a little bit darker pink. There we go. Must be a piece of candy or something, huh? Let's go with the pink on this also. I have been working this entire weekend on getting some things packed up, given away, to start getting the house cleaned up in preparation for moving. Unfortunately. But yesterday I posted on both Facebook and Craigslist a number of things and I gave everything away for free. I mean, I'm sure I could have gotten money for them because I spent quite a bit of money on some of those things. Gave away my treadmill downstairs. Everything in the basement I wanted to get rid of. And yeah, so gave my treadmill away. I had this big 4-station weight workout bench system, whatever you want to call it. Took him and Bob a long time to get that thing apart and up from the basement. I was worried I was just going to have to leave it here. But no, he came and got it. Took a bunch of other stuff too that I wanted to get rid of. So got rid of a bunch of stuff there. And then what else did I give away? My whole entire DVD and Blu-ray collection. There was like over 200 of them. Because again, I just need to get rid of some things. Put a red cherry on top. Sold my 12-string guitar. So yeah, all kinds of things. Let's see. What color is this cupcake gonna be? Now I'm sure that's icing on top. Let's go with a light gray. Yeah, that's a little dark. Kind of wanted to make it look off-white, but I don't have a pale yellow pale enough. And then I'm assuming that's that paper wrapper around the cupcakes. Let's see. Let's make it a couple shades of blue. So yeah, I have been quite overwhelmed. I have a tendency of getting overwhelmed quite easy anyhow. And the more I go through my house and see what all has to go and get packed up and gone through, it's like, oh my heavens. How am I ever gonna do this? Just the basement alone is just mind-boggling. I have so much furniture down there that is old and I don't want at all. I think we're gonna put that on, looks like a placemat of some sort. Let's go in with this. I think this is that sky blue. This is probably what we'll use for the sky too. Or maybe that one. Although I think that was a super fine tip. I don't want to use a super fine tip for the sky. So yeah, I got some big things out yesterday. Barely posted this stuff and oh my heavens, my phone blew up for the rest of the day. So I did not get done yesterday what I wanted to. And I have a couple people coming yet today to pick up 2 things. So they're coming to get the foosball table. That's the other thing, big thing I got rid of down there. You know, all big, heavy stuff. And the first guy came for the foosball table, and he was there all by himself. And I said, I hope you are bringing more manpower than just you. And he said, no, it's just me. And I says, well, I really have no idea how just you are going to get this thing up the steps, because it is extremely heavy and very awkward. My son and his best friend, and I think another person, I mean, it took like 3 guys just to get it down in the basement. So yeah, it's going to take a few guys to get it up. I don't even know if the legs come off. I asked my son if he remembered how they got it down and if the legs came off or what, and he didn't remember. He said he didn't remember having to put it back together at all, so I don't know. I'll let whoever comes to pick it up worry about that. Same with the treadmill. I know we had a heck of a time getting that down in the basement. I'm going to turn you a little here. I know we had to take the one side arm off just to get it down the steps. The steps going down in my basement are very steep and narrow. And where you got to bring stuff down is narrow. So yeah, it's real fun getting stuff up and down from the basement. I have a very large sectional that I have to get rid of. It's in bad shape. I asked my ex-husband, he lives out in the country, if I could bring everything out there and we could burn everything. I have 2 large rocker recliners. I have, let's make all these grass spears this dark green too. The sectional, I have an older couch down there. And yeah, nobody would want that stuff, so gotta find somewhere to dispose of it. And of course, spring cleaning is done. And we don't have a fall cleanup around here. I know some municipalities do, but we don't. So yeah, looking for a way to get rid of that stuff. Bought a few new blinds because some of the lats are broken on a few of the mini blinds in the house. And I'm just, you know, putting up some cheaper mini blinds just so it looks a little better than what is there now. So yeah, I have to have Bob get them up for me. At least I had gotten the cedar closet cleaned out. I have a big cedar closet and it was just jam-packed full of blankets and sheets, and I think I had talked about that in my last color and chat. So yeah, I got everything out of there. Heather took a bunch of the big, thick bath towels. They were super nice and were hardly used. But I really don't need them anymore, and they're so thick. They took up so much room. So I gave her all of them. And then she didn't want the sheets. And a girlfriend of mine from around here said she could use some sheets. Pens, get out of my way. So I had like 7 sets of queen size sheets. And she took all of them. I'm like, yay. She didn't want any blankets though. And I used to always donate to Easter sales after the rummage sale every year. I would give them boxes and boxes of stuff that didn't sell. And so I was going to schedule a pickup with them again after I had a few more things together, but in looking online, they no longer pick up. They don't do any pickups of donations. There's not a charity around here anymore that does pickups. So I'm like, ah, I got a lot of stuff. I have boxes and boxes of stuff that I saved from the last rummage sale that I was going to put out for the next. Well, I'm just going to be donating all that too. And so, yeah, I have a ton of stuff to get rid of. So I think I'm going to call our Goodwill and see with a donation of the size I have if, you know, they want it all. And if so, should I set up an appointment or... Now, Goodwill, as far as I understand, I think it's kind of misleading that a lot of people think they are a charity, and they really aren't. I read this online anyhow. And you know, everything you read online is true. Not. But this article said that no, they are not a non-profit organization. They are a for-profit organization. They just take all your goods and then sell it. So, but they do, you know, give out, you know, they do hire some handicapped and disabled workers, and, you know, that gives them an opportunity to get out in the working world. So, I mean, they do still do some good things too. So, yeah, I think I will donate a bunch of stuff there. I have my entire closet, and I have almost a full wall closet. It's got 4 bifolding doors, and that closet is stuffed to the max with all my, when I was a paralegal yet, I had tons and tons of business suits and blazers or jackets, whatever you want to call them, and, you know, shirts to go under the suit jackets, and you know, things like that. And so I don't know what to do with all of that. Plus, I really liked the dress ankle boots, and that's what I probably got 50 pair of them. Some of them hardly worn. So, you know, that all goes with the suits, and, you know, other shoes and sandals, and I don't know what to do. Okay, anyhow, what color shall we color the blankie that they're sitting on? Of course, we can't go green because it's going to be a lot of green. We could go with a couple of pinks, because there's already purple in here, and we just have pink up here for the flowers, so could use pink for this. Let me see. So maybe we'll use the pink from this flower, bring that color back in, and maybe I can do the stripes with this light pink. Oh, that's too light. I want the one that was a little bit darker, but I don't think I have that one out here. Oh no. Yeah, because that's the color of her dress. Don't want to use that one. Let me look. I have all of my pens up here now. So I apologize if my arm gets in the way. I thought I would. Well, let's use this for the stripes. Again, I am using the Statler Ultra Fine and Fine Tips, and then the Stabilo Ultra Fine and Fine Tips, and then also the 100 set of the Shuttle Art Fine Liners, which I love. And I will link this book and all the products down below in the description. So yeah, anybody that has moved, especially if you lived in a house for a while, can easily relate to what I am going through. It's just mind-boggling, the things you got to go through and pack up, and all the crap you accumulate over the years. It's just, it's like, where did we get all this stuff from? I lived in a mobile home before I moved up here after my divorce, and you know, that place had a lot of storage too, and I threw out a ton of stuff from down there when I moved up here too. You know, it's a good time to clean house, right? But still, you know, had enough to move in. But holy Hannah, the stuff I have collected since moving in is just unbelievable. And then Bob brings home stuff because he likes going to estate sales. And so there's a lot of stuff out in the garage. And he has a kind of small workroom with all his tools and you name it in the back of the garage. It's a little separate room. Excuse me. So yeah, he's got a lot of cleaning to do too. Yeah, we'll go with this one. I was going to go with like a pale yellow blanket, but I don't have a pale yellow. Unless I went with the super fine. And I don't want to do that for here, so this will look okay. If you hear that dinging, I'm still getting people interested in the stuff I posted because I have pickup pending on the 2 items. Marked the other ones as sold, even though they're given away, but you mark them as sold anyhow. Deleted them off of Craigslist. But yeah, so the pending pickup, which is the foosball table and the treadmill, people are still, especially that foosball table. Holy Hannah. I don't know how many people responded to that one. I bet you there were 30 people. And they're still responding. I should delete it off of Craigslist though, because I'm getting texts and I'm getting emails. Not a lot anymore though. It's just when I first put everything up, because I put it all up one after another. Took pictures of everything and then I made posts for everything, and oh yeah. Oh my heavens. I had so many messages coming in, and then, you know, when you have that many things posted, you can't remember, okay, that one's sold, when are they coming, and okay, that one's pending pickup, and then if that one falls through, who was next in line? Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was fun to keep track of. I just looked at the time that each person responded to me and I took the next oldest one. Yeah, okay, you're next on the list. So yeah, gotta get at the rest of the stuff in the basement. Today after I'm recording, I have to start getting in my bedroom. My bedroom is kind of a, don't know where else to put it. Sometimes it just gets dumped in there type of bedroom. And I still have a lot of stuff in there that I had gathered together for the rummage sale this year. Well, then with Bob having surgery, I wasn't in the rummage sales because we have a citywide rummage sale. There's like good almost 100 houses in it. Excuse me. And so yeah, I mean, we do really well. Heather always has, you know, a lot more in it than me because, you know, of course she's got kids, so she's got a lot of clothes and toys and baby things. But yeah, so I have all the stuff in my room yet that I had planned on putting in the rummage sale. So I have to box all that up, and that's going to be donated too. And then, of course, my big closet that I was talking about, the shelf up above, is jam-packed full of stuff too. Oh my gosh, I was off camera that whole while. I'm sorry. Can you tell I'm distracted? Ay, ay, ay. You know, and I have a tendency, like I said, of doing that. My mind just goes 1,000 miles an hour, and then when I, you know, lay down at night and try to go to sleep, well, it's pretty hard because I can't shut my brain down. So it takes me quite a while to get to sleep. And I'm trying to get a little bit of extra sleep rather than just my typical, you know, 6 hours. So that I have some energy to get stuff done the next day. So, yeah. Kind of like, you know, I get overwhelmed, kind of like when I am doing a detailed picture like this, or in any other coloring book, because I have a tendency of looking at the picture as a whole rather than taking, you know, just each little part, you know. And we have so many coloring books that have a lot going on. Probably the majority of the coloring books. And yeah, I look at it and I'm like, I can't do that, you know. But it's a mindset that you can't do it, or that would take me forever, and chances are it might, you know. It's not saying, I guess, that you gotta sit down and do it all at once, which would be impossible. But it's not saying you can't leave it and maybe go to something else and then come back. I'm just afraid if I do that, I wouldn't come back to it. Usually once I start a picture, I have to finish it to the end. I don't like having work in progresses. I have done that a couple times in the past and they are still not finished. I have one that I started in, oh my gosh, what book was it? Was it one of Johanna's? That I wanted to try for the first time, you know, putting a marker base down and then color over with colored pencil. And while it's looking okay, I colored the base with Copic. And then I'm using my Holbein pencils for over the top. And I think the base that I put down was too dark. When I started, you know, attempting to do that, I figured I had to get the pencil and the marker as close together in color. And I have since learned, you know, that is not the thing to do. You want your base lighter than the pencil that you're going to color it with. So yeah, still have that one to do. But yeah, I typically don't have whips. I know many of you out there have many whips, and I think that would just drive me crazy. Like I said, number one, I'd forget which ones I had, you know, in progress. I wouldn't remember. Now there's no line here for this, but yet, there's no cutoff for it. Let me bring it this way and look. Well, now that I colored out this far, I see that it's probably cut off right here, and so oops. Well, I guess we're just gonna cut it off up this way and see how that looks. Good enough. Wasn't paying attention. Well, especially with doing it down on the bottom first, where they did, you know, there was no cutoff. I just kept going. Told Bob we should seriously consider getting one of those big dumpsters, you know, that you can rent for the week, and then they just haul it away. But I have since found out they're quite expensive. Like a good $200 to $300. I was also thinking, you know, it might be good investment to maybe just rent a U-Haul for a little bit too to move. Because all we really have is a trailer that, you know, we've used quite a bit in the past, but to move an entire household, oy. And now the van that Bob has doesn't even have a trailer hitch on, so we'd have to borrow somebody else's truck. Again, I'm thinking way ahead. Okay, let's do this pretty butterfly up here. I forgot about him. And let's maybe go in with some of these light pinks too, and then maybe a purple too. Let's see, I think first I'm going to do, this is darker, yeah. We'll do his head in gray. And this in gray. And maybe a different shade of gray for the body. Yeah, darker gray. Now, are these supposed to be his antennas? I guess I will assume they are. So yeah, we don't even know where we're moving. We don't know when we're moving. We know nothing. Let's see, let's go up here. We know it's probably going to have to be in Wausau that we move to. There's nothing available around here in Marathon. The realtor did tell us that it's a seller's market right now, because I did tell him, you know, I was a little concerned about selling this place. I know when I bought it, it had been on the market for a while. But that was back in 2009, and he said the market was very slow back then. So, yeah, hopefully it wouldn't take too long to sell this, because that's the hardest thing when you're moving from one house to another, right? Is coordinating the sale of your home with the purchase of another home. Because, of course, you can't afford to pay 2 mortgages at the same time. Whoops. Sorry, am I getting you dizzy? So, yeah, arranging all of that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is a very pretty house and very pretty yard. And I am going to miss it terribly. So, I mean, and I have the most gorgeous view. Let's keep going with that pastel theme. What other pastel colors do I have? Oh, Bella, don't start barking. Let's see, what is this? Well, it's a little bit darker, but I think we'll go in with this peach. So we'll have a pretty pastel-y kind of butterfly. Rather than bright. I usually do butterflies really bright. So we'll have a lighter butterfly. Now this peach is more like orange. It was a little deceiving by the color of the body of the marker, which is always the case, right? That happens many times. Hence the reason why I want to someday get around to numbering these and make swatch charts. Okay, let's go back in with the purple. Then after the butterfly, all we have left is the grass in the sky. Depending on how things go with selling the house and how fast we can get out of here, I may put a stipulation in the agreement that, you know, we need 30 days to move out, or, you know, something along those lines. I know you can also have a contingency agreement sometimes with some sellers where you will purchase the house on the contingency that you sell yours. But I don't think too many sellers go for that. I mean, they want to get their house sold and stuff too. And, you know, be relieved of their mortgage. So I don't know. I don't know how many sellers go for that or not. I guess depends upon the demand of the house. If it's been on the market for a while and not very many offers, well, then it would kind of make me question the house in the first place, because if it's a good deal, it would be snapped up faster, right? Okay, there's our cute little butterfly. And I think we'll put pink down there so it doesn't blend into the red too much. Here we go. There's our cute butterfly. All right, should we tackle the grass or should we tackle the sky? Let's do the grass first. There's more of that. And this, I think, is this bright green, so I don't want to go with that. What is this one? What did I use this for? This is a regular green. Oh, I think I used it up in there. No, I didn't. Oh, must have used it up in here. So yeah, I think this will work. Let us see. If it doesn't, I guess it doesn't. So I don't want anything too dark, or you won't be able to distinguish it between the spears of grass. Now, of course, this is going to be very streaky because these are water-based markers, but that's okay. Sometimes that bothers me, and other times it's like, whatever. So the hardest part about doing this is just going around everything. Is everybody having a good weekend? It's cooler here than the heat wave. It's still plenty warm and it's still muggy. We had a chance for rain and storms last night, but that never happened. And now I think tonight we have another chance. And it just feels like it could storm because of the mugginess. I'm not going to mow lawn this weekend because, well, looking out at the backyard could kind of use it. But the grass has kind of slowed down. And that kind of surprises me with all the rain we've been getting. With that storm, well, the storms that came through last week. Which storm was it? We must have got, what did somebody say? Like 3 inches of rain in an hour. I mean, it just, I have never seen it rain like that. Poor mail guy, he was up. Yeah, it must have been last Saturday's storm. He was up at the mailbox, and it was just coming down, and he sat there for like 15 minutes waiting for it to let up, and it never let up. So I guess he was talking to me. He delivered, I have gotten a large diamond painting that I have to review, and so he dropped off the mail. So he was telling me about it, and yeah, he said, called down to the post office and said, you know, am I supposed to continue sitting here, or what should I do? And they said, no, go and, you know, do the rest of the route and this, that, and the other thing. And he still got drenched. I mean, but he went out and did the country route. I don't know why post office thought that would be any better. I mean, he said he walked through so much water and rain that he was drenched for the rest of the day. So that would be uncomfortable. You know, sitting in your car delivering mail when you're drenched wet. Because he had one of his, you know, his window open so that he could reach out and put the mail in the mailboxes out in the country. And he said the wind was blowing the rain in so hard that it was hitting the other side of his car inside, and hence hitting him. So yeah, it came down in buckets. And around my window wells out back by the basement, there must have been, I don't know how many inches of water sitting. I mean, it was just big ponds of water. So, thank heavens, not a little bit of water came in the basement, but not much. That is one big problem about living on a hill, is water runs down a hill. So, it hits the back of my house. There's other problems about living on a hill, like my steep driveway. It's one thing I won't miss. That should be one thing I look for on the new house. Is it on flat land? Oh, this driveway would get so slippery in wintertime. So we would always keep it salted very good, you know, but salt isn't good for concrete either. And it depends on the grade of salt you buy too. And you always have to be mindful of the dog with the pads of her feet, because when she goes up for her walk, that's not good for her feet either. But that's anywhere. That's not just a hill problem. So yeah, all kinds of fun stuff. Sun is shining beautifully right now. Matter of fact, it's getting quite warm in the sun. It's not bad in here though. Bob thinks it is, but I don't. Opened up all the windows and the patio door. Enjoy the gorgeous weather while we can. 45 minutes. I guess this is going to take longer than I thought. Probably should have turned the book and went this way. Might have been a little bit easier. But now that the lines are going up and down, I have to keep doing it that way. See, some color tubers are already getting out their end of the month videos, what I colored in July. But I'm going to be holding off on that for a little bit. I have a few things I want to color yet. I did already, of course, have to color out of the Jade Summer Intricate Mandalas book because I fell in love with it. I will be coloring a mandala on camera out of it, but yeah, I've already colored two. Oh, I love that book. That would be one book I would like to finish. It'll take me a while, but that's good. Not that I don't have any other books to color in. Just packing up all them coloring books and all my supplies. Oy, oy, oy. Another overwhelming thought. But at least it's stuff I know I don't have to go through and get rid of, and like the other things. How many of you, and I imagine it's probably all of you, have had to move and kind of downsize after you've lived in a bigger house for a while? And how did you manage it? I'm sorry. That's about all I'm talking about today, ain't I? Can you tell it's on my mind? Just about lunchtime. It's almost noon, but we're gonna finish this picture first. Eat some lunch, do my other couple review videos, then get in my bedroom. Don't have many larger boxes. Bob brought home a whole bunch from work, but they're smaller boxes, which will be great for smaller things, but Heather still hasn't had her baby, so she's going in for like half a day tomorrow. So I'll have the kids yet tomorrow, and then she's getting induced bright and early Tuesday morning. So, because I was planning on doing my last chibi color and chat for the color along tomorrow night, Monday night. And it's like, can't do that because I'm going to have the kids overnight tomorrow night. And because Heather has to be at the hospital at 6:30 in the morning, and they live like 45 minutes away. So you can imagine how early she's going to have to get up. So yeah, to get the kids up that early, no. So yeah, it will just be easier to have them stay here. I don't know when I'll be able to get to the hospital then. See that little tyke. Find out whether it's a boy or a girl finally. I only have the one granddaughter, so it'd be kind of nice to have another little granddaughter. I have, 6 grandsons. So, yeah, that's exciting. So that's happening this week. Let's see, what else is going on in my neck of the woods? Not a whole lot. I typically lead a very boring life, but it's a life I enjoy. So I guess that's what's important, right? I am a homebody. I don't like going places. So yeah, typically I am at home all week, and then Fridays I go run my errands. But other than that, because I don't work outside the home and just have the kiddos all week, yeah, I don't get out and about, which, yeah, again, that's fine. I know some people that would drive them crazy to just be sitting at home, but I like it. Do what I want on my free time. Like, I never get bored. I am either coloring and relaxing, diamond painting and relaxing, although I have not diamond painted in a coon's age. Yeah, pack all that up too. Oy, oy, oy. I have a lot of large, very large diamond paintings, including, I don't know if any of you have heard of Heaven and Earth Designs. They are a needlework company. They have their own Facebook group. Matter of fact, I think they have a couple of them, and it's for cross stitch. Well, you can convert any of the cross stitch patterns on their website into diamond paintings. Now, when you think of cross stitch, you know, you have those teeny little X's, right, on your canvas or your Aida cloth, and when you convert them over to your diamond drills, that picture gets to be much, 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 much bigger. And so when you order one of these pictures, and I guess I didn't really think it through when I ordered all this, it just didn't sink in. I don't know why, but it didn't. This is one gigundo diamond painting. Forgot how big it was. It's 160 by, and that's the short side, by 185, 190, something like that. Now this has to be grass too, right? Yeah. Well, it can't be though. Yeah, it's gonna have to be. So yeah, and the thing that's even harder about it is it's counted cross stitch, so it's not printed on the canvas. Now I have attempted counted cross stitch in the past, and you know, some of it turned out okay. I have a tendency of getting off though in my counts, and I don't know why. So I'm like, oh my heavens. I mean, I love challenges, and that's why I thought, oh yeah, let's do this. But again, I just didn't think it through when I was ordering everything. It's got a couple thousand packets of drills, and you have to figure out what all colors it needs by, and how many. There's a formula you use that you can get off their website. Plus there's some videos out there too that'll help you. But yeah, but the picture is so gorgeous. I thought I could maybe start on it after Maddie went to school, started school. And I would, because it is so huge, I can't, there's no way I can do that on my big drafting table. I would have to get out a big 6 foot wide, my 6 foot wide folding tables that I have. I have 8 of those for the rummage sales. So yeah, I would have to get one of those out. But now that there's another little baby coming, there goes that idea. So heaven only knows when or if, before I die, I'll ever get to work on that. And as you can imagine, it wasn't exactly cheap. It's been sitting in my bedroom now for a long time, because I started diamond painting quite a few years ago, before it even really got popular in the States. It's kind of funny, isn't it, that more and more colorists are now diamond painting. And I see more and more of the diamond painters that have YouTube channels. They are getting more and more into coloring. It's so funny. Stitcherista I watch, and she is just buying coloring books left and right. Now I see a streamer that I watch once in a while. I can't catch her stream all the time, but oh gosh, Mrs. Coffee. Can't remember what the name of the YouTube channel. Now she's getting into coloring. She is just hilarious. And then they stream after dark. It's Mr. and Mrs. Coffee. She's the one that does everything, but he chimes in once in a while, and you'll hear the kids sometimes. And yeah, she is just a hoot. And their after darks, you wouldn't want your children to listen to, because sometimes it can, you know, include swearing and stuff, and that's why they're called after dark streams. But yeah, she is a hoot. Oh, I get such a kick out of her. She's just very down to earth. Says what she wants. And yeah, so now, yeah, she's getting into coloring. So, and more colorists are getting into diamond painting. So it's kind of they're crafts that really do cross over one another. Especially if you love dot to dots. Diamond painting is kind of similar to that. Or if you do cross stitch, or, you know, anything like that. And diamond painting is very easy, and to me it's very relaxing. My hardest thing is, because the vast majority of mine are very big, I can't sit in my chair to do them. So I have to sit at my drafting table, and eventually, because my low back will start hurting quite easily. I have lower back problems, so, and then with the way that I have to sit there, I did buy that one back support pillow. I have a video out in the past showing that, and it's got some unique features to it. I got it off of AliExpress, and that thing I love. That thing really helps. And but with the way I have to sit at the drafting table, it's like I don't know, I must have to use muscles up farther in my back than, you know, when I have more back support, like in my rocker recliner, because it's up farther in my back that starts aching. So, you know, get up and stretch periodically, and, you know, don't sit there for hours on end. But yeah, sometimes I can only sit there for a little bit, which is surprising, because when I diamond painted a lot, like Especially when I was trying to get, a couple of years ago, I had given all my kids and Bob diamond painting for Christmas. So I was really working hard on them, and I would dedicate my weekends pretty much to diamond painting. And so I would be sitting there for hours and hours diamond painting. And it didn't seem to bother me like it does now. I don't know. It's hell getting old, right? Although I really wasn't any younger when I diamond painted like that. It's only been a couple years. Heavens, I hope I don't go downhill that fast. Although it seems with each passing year, once you hit 40, it's like, oh. And I still say once you hit 50, you should be able to get a new body. Unless you're satisfied with the one you have. But many of us start getting aches and pains by then. I have my back, my left hip. My knees aren't the greatest. Falling apart at the seams. That's what Bob said yesterday too. He's falling apart. He's still having problems with swallowing, and I said, you gotta call Dr. Johnson tomorrow. They gotta figure out something. I mean, it's ridiculous to not be able to eat, or half the time it gets stuck in your throat and he ends up having to run to the bathroom, and we won't get gross about it, but yeah, get rid of what's stuck in his throat. So, I mean, that's an awful way to live. And it's just so random. Sometimes he can eat the same thing and it'll go down just fine. And I says, well, you realize some of it is you eat too big of bites and you eat too fast. I know, but it tastes so good. He is learning slowly that he does have to slow down, but even then, sometimes it sticks. He'd gotten up in the middle of the night. His back was bothering him, so he took an ibuprofen. The ibuprofen got stuck. And I said, well, you know, sometimes that happens to my pills too, so I make sure I take a drink of water first to wet my throat so they don't stick. And he said he did that, and it still got stuck. And how small is an ibuprofen pill, you know? Let's start up here. So yeah, something's got to be done. That poor guy, you know, he's been through enough already. Talk about being a hell and back. Oh. Oh, it must be noon. I hear the church bells. See, I'll miss that too. Church always tells me what time it is. On Sundays, you know when it's 8 and you know when it's 10:30. Saturdays, you know when it's 4. So yeah, church is kind of a little bit of my clock. So what is everybody else coloring? What are you coloring with? Markers, pencils, gel pens, something else? I think for my last chibi girl picture, I am going to be coloring. I mean, it's going to be a grayscale picture, and of course, all my grayscale pictures I color with alcohol markers. So Not sure which set I'm going to get out yet. Probably the Cali Arts. Cali Arts are my Limoche. One or the other, or maybe a combination of the two. We shall see. Because even though the Cali Arts have 100 colors in the set, sometimes there's just that one color that you want, and it's not in that set, but it's in another set. And the same is true for, you know, other marker sets too. There, we got the grass done. That's a nice spring green, isn't it? So we have yellow chartreuse and chartreuse. Nah, this is more spring green. That's chartreuse. All right, yeah, I want to take one of these blues, and I don't want it to be an ultra fine. That's that one. Oh, and that's darker yet. I don't want them. What happened to that purpley blue I used? Well, this one is in the back of the window, so I think we'll do that. Let's start with the little spaces first. Get that part out of the way. Now, I suppose, you know, I could either, whoops, we ran into his shirt with the same color. Oh well. I could have left the sky empty. Empty? Blank? Don't want an empty sky. But I thought we would color it in. I could have also used maybe pan pastels, or alcohol markers would have went much faster too. But because these lines are so thin, that's the reason why I didn't use alcohol markers on this picture to begin with, because it would have bled over the lines really bad. Even with the ultra fine tip Sharpies or Bics, Amazon Basics, I think it would have bled too much. So it would have been much harder to control. Now you wouldn't have had quite the amount of streaking as you do with water base, because they don't streak as much. But if you're using the ultra fines in larger areas like this, you're still going to get some streaking. So I would like to say hi to anybody who is new to my channel. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And especially welcome if you are a new subscriber. I hope you enjoy the channel and all the videos. I can tell I'm not putting out as many videos. Really shows on the, well, not that you make a lot of money on here anyhow. It's not, you know, about the money. It's about the channel. It's about being with you guys. But yeah, you can always tell when you don't put out as many videos. The YouTube ad revenue goes way down, and Amazon affiliate money goes way down. So it's like, yeah, that's always a good indication. And then when I look at my view count and stuff too. But that's probably going to be happening for a while now as I get busy with going through the house and packing up stuff. I still want to get out a number of color and chats, but they probably won't be as long anymore. I definitely will not be having the super long 3 or 4 hour ones like I have done in the past. Some of them may only be, you know, half hour long, but At least I'll have something up for you guys. Get together with you and chat. I don't know if the Chibi Girl color and chat I'm going to be able to all do in one video. I'm kind of hoping so, because we are getting to the end of the month. And if I don't get it done in one take, I don't know when I'd be able to finish it. Monday's going to be busy with the kids. Tuesday, Heather's going to be having the baby. So, depends upon, like I said, I want to get the couple of reviews on products done after lunch here yet, and then get in my room. But maybe, depending on how I feel, I could start that, at least start the chibi color and chat tonight. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. So then I'll have some content for next week when I am busy. Because I always like to have stuff out for you. Like to have something every day, whether it be a review, a flip through. I do have a couple flip throughs to do too. Just haven't gotten around to that yet. And I have one for sure, one more book coming from Sunlife Drawing. And I cannot wait. I know I've had the same comment from some of you. If you've seen on Instagram or their Facebook group, Sunlife Drawing has a Facebook group and Instagram. And they were showing some things from their upcoming book, which is Color by Number Mice. Oh, that book looks so adorable. I cannot wait until it's out. I don't know when they, when they plan on getting that one out. I haven't heard. Doggy's woofing in there. Oh, we don't have too much to go on this. I think with my either my next picture or the picture after that, I always forget to get out my stickles. And I have a bunch of stickles, and I have it in a really neat, it's one of those art bin containers, which I love the art bin containers. And they have so many different types of inserts that you can put in it. I have one now that's empty, but they have marker inserts. And so I had a number of those. One I had full of gel pens, and I got rid of that because I kept all, you know, I really wasn't using them. And it wasn't just glitter gel pens, it was the other gel pens, you know, like the pastels and metallic. So you can fit 2 gel pens in each of the marker slots. So yeah, I had one with the, you can fit 4 marker inserts into the deep double-sided art bin. I think it's called a satchel, double deep or something like that. And so I had my gel pens in one, and then I had another one that I had all of the, well, not quite all, a lot of the Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers, which are brush tip and fine tip. And I sold those, and now I really wish I had them back now that I've really gotten into markers. But that's okay. So what I do have, though, is that art bin, and not the deep one, the shallower one, but they have inserts specifically made for stickles. So I will show you guys that when I get out my stickles. It's really a neat way of storing them, because the bottles store, there's a special way you put them in there where it's tip side down. It sounds funny. But yeah, so you typically shouldn't keep your stickles, upside right. I just can't talk today. You should typically keep them upside down. There we go. So that the tip is pointing down, and that's how these inserts are made. So it's, yeah, a really nice way to store all your stickles. Have them in a nice carrying case. So yeah, but I always forget to get things like that out. When I'm done coloring a picture, I'm like, okay, I am finally done with this picture. Because you know me, I'm always in a hurry. Well, maybe you don't know me, but I am always in a hurry. Especially when I know I'm getting close to the end of a picture. Like when I'm doing a design, and it's a very intricate design. I'm like, oh, the end is near. And then I have a tendency of rushing it, which I shouldn't do, But it's like, okay, I'm already planning in my head the next picture and color scheme as I'm finishing up that one. So it's like, okay, on to the next one. Let's finish this one up. But again, once I start one, I have to finish it. Whether I eventually get to the point, sometimes after you start a picture, you're not feeling it anymore. And I can get to that point with coloring too, especially my designs. But I push through it and I finish it anyhow. Because again, I don't like whips. So, yeah. But it's not like it's not enjoyable to color it. It's just not the same as when you first picked the book up and started. But those two mandalas that I colored out of Jade Summers' newest book, oh, they were so much fun. Oh, I had a blast. That book is just, to me, they're not intricate. To me, that name is a misnomer. Because they're not really intricate. They're not super simple either, but they're just kind of medium to me. So, I don't know. I don't know if the title is really correct on that one. Now, maybe for some of you, they are considered intricate. I guess it's all personal, right? What you're used to coloring and not coloring. Oh my gosh, we got it done. Oh, nope. Missed some green in the basket. That looked kind of funny. Probably missed something else here too. I always miss something. I have a cat snoring under my desk. It's probably Misty. Oh, don't see her. I don't know where the cat is, but who's snoring? Well, Callie's over by the fireplace. I don't know if that's her snoring. We're done. We're done. We're done. Yay! Should we zoom back in a little bit? Now, is that not bright? That is a bright. But I think it looks much better with the blue colored in. I don't think it would have looked near as nice leaving it white. I should not have made it the same color as this, though. This looks like it's see-through right to the sky. There's no back of the house. Oh, well. All right. So, well, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, this third and final video of this color and chat of this picture. And I hope you enjoyed it, liked listening to me jabber on. If you did, Please hit that like button and subscribe if you are new to my channel. Again, I hope everybody's having a terrific weekend. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.